you doing? This is Heath, and this is Frontier Survival. We got another great episode coming your way right now. What we're going to do today is a test and review of black and white Firestarter. Now, most of you all know that I received this little black and white Firestarter kit, and I call it that because there's quite a few different types of Firestarters here. And I received this from Mr. Tom Ritter. I won his giveaway. I was one of 3 winners, and this was part of what I won. So we said in that video where we showed off what we won that we were going to do a test and review. So that's what's going to happen right now. We're going to go ahead and take the camera, get down and dirty here, show off a few of these Firestarters, see how well they work. All right, hey, how you doing? We're back down and dirty here, and we got a few of these different Firestarters out, and the first one is this deal right here. And it reminds me of just the old DIY cotton ball and petroleum jelly, but I'm sure this yellow stuff is a lot different than petroleum jelly. So we're going to fluff this up, because I'm sure it would be best to fluff it up. We're going to take the ferro rod and see how well this lights up. Ferro rod in hand. Striker, 1, 2, 3. One strike, ladies and gentlemen. And look at that flame. Boy, oh boy, I tell you what, that thing is flaming good. Awesome. Can you see that? What do you think about that? Now that right there is a Firestarter. If I ever say so myself, that's a Firestarter of all Firestarters right there. If I just had a kit full of that, I'd be great. Now you talking about putting tinder on that and in the big wood, you'd have a fire going in no time. Check that out. Whoa, that's awesome. We better put the camera back just a little bit. But I tell you what, we're going to let that burn there a few minutes, then we're going to check out some more. So, stick with me. All right, next we're going to have this little deal right here in this little canister. It's another type of Firestarter. We're going to get a little bit of this out. A chunk of it. Break off a chunk if we can. Not too much. Throw what's left back in the canister here. And I think with, yeah, we'll go ahead and use the ferro rod again with this one. And we'll see how well this does. 1, 2, 3. Oh. Oh. There we go. A few strikes on that one. Not as quick as the first one there. But that's a pretty substantial flame. Not too bad, I don't think. What do you think? I think it's pretty good. While this is burning, I want to just go ahead and talk about what happened this past Wednesday on our Dynamite Wednesday night live stream. Now we put out at least a week or so prior that we were going to, if we got 50 likes during that live stream, that we were going to do the Carlton dance, or at least get up and do some type of dance. And we actually achieved that goal. We got 50 likes, we got up and danced, and continued on with the stream. Now, it didn't take too long to get 50 likes. I figured we'd probably go in a whole hour or so before I'd get those 50 thumbs up, 50 likes or whatever. About 15-20 minutes into the stream, we had them. Now, we did have a few before the stream started, but I did not specify whether or not you could do that, so no big deal. We had about 18 or 19 thumbs up before the stream started. but got 50 and even surpassed 50 before the stream was over with over 60 some. So each and every one of you, all my supporters out there, I do appreciate you. Thank you for that. With that said, we're going to go ahead and continue on with the fire starters. All right, the next thing is this right here. This little stick-a-majiggy. I'm not sure what they're called. I don't really have names for any of these fire starters, so I'm going to have to get with Tom and maybe put in the description of what each fire starter is called. I'm sure he can let us know if he leaves a comment on this video. But we're going to check this out. And I actually broke this in two because I figured it'd be best if we just started with a little piece. So what I'm going to do is just embed that in the dirt. And on this one, what we're going to do is use a Bic lighter, because you know, in a survival situation, it's best to always have a Bic lighter, in my opinion. So let's see what we got here. We'll bring the camera just a little bit closer. Now that thing is burning. So looks like there's another great fire starter. All three so far looks like to be great fire starters. A good extender to get a fire going, to add more wood, kindling, more tinder, whatnot. Even in wet conditions. Because if you all can tell, right here where I'm burning all this is wet ground. That right there is mud. That's not just dry dirt. So even in wet conditions, these will work pretty good, I think. All right, we got one more that we're going to demonstrate, and we're going to do that right now. All right, and last but not least, one more demonstration here. As you see, this stuff right here is a fluffy type tinder-like substance with some wood chips, maybe some fat wood mixed in. And we are going to use the Bic lighter on this as well. So we've had two that we've used the ferro rod on, two we're going to use the Bic lighter on. So let's see what this does. Didn't take long at all to start to catch fire once I hit that flame on it. Now that's pretty cool if you ask me. Pretty cool indeed. I do want to apologize if anybody hears the weed whacker in the background, but we got a neighbor that's doing some yard work. That's life up the holler for you. We'll let that burn for a little bit. And speaking of life up the holler, we will be starting on that new series pretty soon. Series playlist right here on the channel entitled Tales from the Holler, which will be a vlog style series where it's just going to be about frontier survival and his lovely lady Mandy and just everyday life here up the holler. And we'll throw in some tales. Like I said, it's called Tales from the Holler, so we'll also, oh, that one went out. We'll also throw in some old tales from our elders that have some good tales about this place. Let's see if we can't light that again one more time. So see, there you go, it's lit back again, so if that burns out, you can always light it again. And there you have it. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we showed off a few of the fire starters that we got in this kit. Now we're going to get back up here and talk to you a little bit more. All right, as you see there, black and white fire starters are a decent, I would have to say, great fire starter. There's a couple of those that would get a fire going in no time. And I'd say if you combine any of the 2, 3, or 4, that would be even better. So you got a few things there that you can combine to get a fire going, or probably just use one. Black and white fire starter, I recommend it. Test and review went pretty good. Everything tested out pretty decent. My review on them is excellent. I'm going to say they're an excellent fire starter indeed. With that being said, you know, we talked about what's going to happen here in the channel with Tales from the Holler. We spoke of how we got 50 thumbs up on a live stream within 15 minutes, and we got up and danced just like we said we would. So with that being said, we thank you all for your support. We appreciate you. We continue to support others out there. Keep watching the videos. Keep liking, keep sharing, keep subscribing. We thank you very much. And remember, you got to have drive to survive.